So Thursday is St John's Day, and it really is a focal day in the year for St John Ambulance as an organisation. It's where we generally come together to reflect on the work that we do in our communities. Um, Obviously, this year is slightly different. We won't be having our large gathering in London, but we are looking at different ways under COVID restrictions to mark the day. And we've got this wonderful programme where we are working with various landmark buildings across the country to light them up in green on behalf of St John Ambulance to show the thanks the community for the wonderful work our volunteers have done over the last months of the pandemic, and also in support of events during the year as well.
Tell me about some of the behind the scenes work that the volunteers have been doing during the pandemic. I imagine the charity feels they haven't had perhaps the recognition many deserve.
Yep, so we've been very busy over the last year. We've been involved in the vaccination programme. So we've trained as an organisation 30,000 volunteers to support either as volunteer vaccinators or as volunteer carers or advocates to help people in vaccination centres. We've also had our volunteers out on ambulances across the country. We've been quite busy in Bristol, Avon and Somerset, supporting the NHS ambulance trusts when they've been very busy during COVID, and that both of those two programmes are continuing. That's all been backed up by a lot of dedicated volunteers behind the scenes, running logistics, sorting out training packs, delivering the training to all of these new volunteers, many of whom haven't had any exposure to healthcare before, and we've been actually equipping them with the skills to deal with medical emergencies, to deliver the COVID vaccine, which is very much our key to getting the nation back out and running. And we have been having our volunteers out in the community as well, doing some events. Obviously, the events sector has taken a hit, but we have had people in football stadia out doing some events as things are starting to come back to normal. So it's been a very, very busy year.
And when these landmarks are lit green, what do you hope that members of the public will think or take from it?
Yeah, so hopefully they will be able to reflect on St John Ambulance, how it actually supports the community and the work it's done during the pandemic, and also potentially let them think about ways that they can actually help St John Ambulance, either through sort of spreading the word of the work that we do through social media, sharing their stories. So if people have been helped by St John Ambulance, we're always pleased to hear their stories. And obviously, sort of like we have got a fundraising campaign as well, if anyone would like to donate to help support training our people. It's, as I say, it's very much of the community, for the community, and we're looking forward to being back at the Village Fates, supporting local events very soon.
Do you have any examples of some of the people that you've trained to become vaccinators? And are there any unusual stories?
So we've trained a wide variety of people, from explorers. So David Templeman Adams has come through the programme and has trained as a vaccinator. We've had people who have had experience in all sorts of industries and technologies that you wouldn't necessarily expect, from mechanics to veterinarians, through to pilots. We've had students, lots of people who just feel that they actually want to do something positive to help us beat COVID. And what's startled me is the quality and the dedication of all of those vaccination volunteers that have stepped forward to come and join St John Ambulance over this period, and it's just beautiful to see them. You keep noticing the bright green t-shirts of St John in the background on news bulletins, etc. And it is so wonderful to see them continuing to support the vaccination project with such vigour. And they are absolutely amazing.
Obviously, an extremely difficult past 12 to 15 months. What are the next 12 months looking like? What will be the focus for St John?
So, yes, the next 12 months. Obviously, we're going to continue to support the vaccination programme for as long as the NHS needs us. And that's really important to helping us get out of lockdown, move forward. But we are very much focusing on the return to events and having more and more normal events coming through. So sort of like the local village fete, the running sort of like clubs, the athletics, things getting back to normal. We're very much starting to focus on our volunteers at the moment and getting their training back. Some people haven't actually been out operationally for a little while now because we haven't had the events. So we're on a programme of return to role training, which is very much underway. And that is where sort of like we're focused and where we're actually looking at bringing in some fundraising, if we can, to actually help to support that return to role training. So anyone that wishes to support us or find out more about St John Ambulance, or even just get some first aid advice. First aid is something that everyone can learn, everyone can help their loved ones. sja.org.uk, there's all sorts of advice there, information on how to join us, and obviously information on how to donate if you wish to support us financially as well.